All right, we're back with the finals. It's panic time of the 1 minute tournament. It's a three-way finals, so this is only the first leg of three. Um, Hopefully we can win twice. If each player goes 1-1, for instance, if Smokes beats me but I beat Vid, and then Vid beats Smokes, then it resets. But otherwise, it's whoever goes 2-0 in a given round of three matches. And we do play to a win. Ties do not count, which is good. Ties are not. It should not be who happens to get the win fastest, in my opinion, in this kind of format. Okay, what else we got? I think it's a really strong finals. I know there were some upsets along the way, but I think Vid is going to be very difficult to deal with in this format. I think his ability to create complications, he may have been called by me a deranged lunatic in the past, is going to be really just hard to manage in 1 minute. Um, Very scary player. Like, there's a chance he just smashes you. There's a chance you just smash him. All right, I'm telling him I'm taking, and I said best of luck. All right, we have first turn. Okay, his hand. He has an A to the left, an A to the right, an A up, only sevens down. So maybe we can create problems for him going down. Magus in 7 is not safe for multiple reasons. His only capture against Selfie is with a 9 to the right, but I don't see how to exploit that. Maybe we could play Rico in 7. That creates a problem for him and shouldn't be too hard for us to recapture, though we don't really want to be going in that direction. Maybe it would be better to start in 7, though I don't really see a great way to do that. Maybe I'll put, or 9, I mean. Maybe I'll put this guy in 9. No, that doesn't do anything. Let's put Rico in 7. Create a little bit of challenge for him, hopefully, though that's annoying for me to recapture, actually. I don't like my recapture having the A facing out. It's better to have it facing towards 1 than facing towards 5, but still really scary either way, just because it's so easy for him to lock in safely. But hopefully this creates a little bit of challenge for him. He doesn't particularly want to be going left either. This is sort of just trying to play directionally against him. But of course, Selfie is pretty unhappy right now. Magus is unhappy. Why would I start in a corner where I have 2 cards for that corner? Yeah, so he attacks it immediately. Now, we could just take safety in 9 and leave ourselves with 2 cards to attack. And that's what Turds did against me in a game that he deserved to win and I deserved to lose. So maybe we should just go Selfie in 9 and say you have to find a way to attack stuff. Does he have a move in 5 that sets up 6? He does. But that gives us same walls in 2. So I think this should be... Oh no. Okay, we're back. That was scary. I think this should be fairly safe. We have 2 things to attack, and we have safety. Our remaining cards are not great. Like, he's definitely directed the game in a direction that's unpleasant for us. But these positions tend to be both, like, fairly neutral, but also a lot easier for first turn to play. Like, usually our follow-ups are pretty simple. If they go 4, we go 5. If they go 5, well, then we could think, because then we have options in various squares, but... He's picked something up. He can sometimes go 1 against 4, but I think that's unlikely. Okay. So we only have 1 card that can go in 5. And that does set us up to be able to take what he puts in 3. Actually, oh no, okay. Yeah, I can't quite sweep that endgame. So the generic move is to go A2, 8, 7, and 5. And it's hard to imagine something else. Maybe there's some Magus in 2? Don't think I'm gonna have time to figure that one out. Though it does look appealing. Magus 2? No. Safety. Oh, that pluses! I didn't realize that plussed. Oh, then this should win. Did I luck into a win? Geez, that's embarrassing for all of us, but especially me. I'll say so in the chat, just so we're not gonna pretend. Oh, I totally saw that. No, no, no. We played the generic move in the position, and you know, it's just like low numbers. My brain doesn't compute. Those are plusable. Certainly not in 1 minute. All right, he goes for a setup. Okay, but that's only a setup one way. So if we block 2, we're up 7-3, so we go up 8-2. So any double capture in 6 is a win for us. And as long as we're not comboed, so we just block 2. Just double checking because there's no cost to doing so. Well, this was extremely lucky. I was saying earlier to someone, I have the mandate of heaven this tournament. Um, where I use that term very facetiously to be like, when someone or a team is clearly not like just everything is always going their way. They are getting just results they do not deserve. They might be the best team. Sometimes they're the best team. I don't think that's the case here. Um, but everything just goes their way. They get just like really lucky. Like Real Madrid, how the way they won the Champions League and like some of their comebacks on the way. Like Real Madrid has the mandate of heaven. It's fated. Again, I mean this somewhat facetiously. It's just gonna happen. There's nothing we can do. Um, it's gonna be nonsense. Um, the Golden State Warriors. They were the best team, but also everything always went their way, except for Draymond going out in 2016. But the ones after that, like and even that run, like Kawhi getting injured when the Spurs were crushing them, Chris Paul getting injured when the Rockets went up 3-2. Um, just everything went their way. They never had to beat any of the other great teams on level terms. It just never happened. It was very lucky. They were the best team, but they got insanely lucky. And I feel like this tournament, just everything is coming really lucky for me. Um, oh, apparently he might have just had 6. What? Um, wait, what? All right, Reye says we're both just this was horrible. Um, I'm gonna bring up the solver though. Calculating in person is the better practice. But let's just quickly check where this one went wrong because Reye says hot take: the blunder isn't where we thought it was. Um, so let's put in the blue hand. Let's put in the red hand. Yeah, but my argument here is I think this tournament, I might have the mandate of heaven. Every opponent I'm playing, I think, is better than me right now. But I am getting absurdly lucky. Just, like, verifiably so. Okay, so I start in 7. Solver thinks this is, like, a normal starter. Okay. He plays 8. It's not fully done. Okay, it's starting to think this was a reasonable starter. Like, fairly high-pressure starter. Yeah, slightly above average. Okay, he goes 8. I assume I'm not winning there. I have 10 ties. Okay, so pretty balanced. I go 9. He has 6 ties. Slight advantage to me, not that big a deal. He has tie in 1 and tie in 3 and a tie in 2. Okay, those are 2 ties in 3. That's wild. 2 ties in 3. Okay, so those are not completely inhuman, but very hard to get to in 1 minute unless you're completely panicking. So his normal ties are he had a tie in 5 and a tie in 4. His only tie in 5 was A378, and his only tie in 4 was 9875. So he combined those. He went A378 and 4. I have 2 winning moves. One of them was Magus in 1, which I didn't notice. I only considered Magus in 2, which is a tie. And the other is A2, A7, and 5, which is a win. Yes. Ray just realized Smokes doesn't have last turn. Okay, so this was winning. He goes 3, and now 4 moves win, but I only considered blocking 2. Either card in 6 also wins. Nope, I put the wrong card there. Oops, that card. Lulu in 3. I have to block 2 to win, yeah. And anything else loses, because he did make a threat in 2. Okay, I mean, I will certainly take this. I think this was a pretty reasonable game, except that I missed a plus. It's really hard in 1 minute if things start going against you to balance the ship. So, Ray also thinks I played a rubbish starter. And great. So the Ray analysis of this game is every move we made was bad. That may be true, right? Just because the solver says there was one losing mistake and everything else was like solver correct, does not mean they were the highest pressure moves. Now, looking at the solver analysis, it said my starter was around average pressure. His response gave me about an average number of ties. My response gave him a slightly low number of ties, but like I had a win probability thing built a little while ago. Like I'm sure it would have the win probability between like 45 and 55% for the first 3 moves. Which usually, if it's staying pretty level there, means no one's doing anything too disastrous. Anyhow, I guess that's it. Don't really have too much more to say. Very lucky to have the plus there because I thought that was a tie. I bailed out to the safe tie option, and it happened to be winning for reasons I did not see. Because I have the mandate of heaven.